Welcome, I'm Professor Indra Besekar. In this video, I will examine whether to buy or build an enterprise resource planning software system. When we look at an organization has an ecosystem. It has its functional areas like sales, purchase, accounting, human resources. With these functional areas being situated internally within the organization, there are also external stakeholders like buyers, suppliers, and casual or seasonal staff members, the government, the society or the community, and environment. So there are interactions that are taking place within the enterprise and between the enterprise and each of these stakeholders. These interactions produce data, and these interactions are social and economic contracts. And this data has the potential to become information. These interactions produce data through social and economic contracts. And this data has the potential to become information by associating the facts with objects and events. A firm or enterprise can be considered as a collection of actors, and each enterprise has its functional areas, and within each functional area also there are actors. Outside the enterprise boundary, there are also other stakeholders or domains that interact with the enterprise, and each domain or the stakeholder group will have actors. So what is an enterprise resource planning software? It's a software that combines real-time data with automated processing across functions. These functions can be thought as functions within the enterprise and functions that are within and outside the enterprise, where the interactions take place. This software collects, stores, and manages information about the entire firm. There are so many ERP software to choose from. For small firms, from vendors, I've shown here 4 different software vendors: Apprise, Epico, BC Food, and Myob. There are also ERP software for large firms to be chosen from vendors: SAP Business by Design, Sage X3, SysPro, and Oracle. So in addition to what vendors offer, The online community through the open code sources also provide software solutions, ERP solutions. There are so many to choose from. Examples of these are Toliba, AD Empire, of Biz, and E. These open code sources are freely available, or the online community can volunteer to write codes for the enterprise, provided that those codes will be later freely available for others to use. But one thing to keep in mind is once they've been done, ERP software is produced, because it's a community of volunteers who will write these codes and prepare the software, who will maintain the software on an ongoing basis. Another matter to keep in mind is that some of these open code sources software, some functionalities could be free and some could be proprietary. But each ERP has its own specialty and limits, as I noted, for the open code sources, but even with the vendors. For example, J.D. Edwards Enterprise One software provides automation and Internet of Things integration. SAP Business by Design integrates workflows such as supply chain management, customer relationship management, and financial services. Sage Business Cloud X3, in that users can collect data from various workflows and use those insights to inform and streamline operations. So each software has to some extent specialized in certain areas of functionality, and also it brings along with other limits of use. The SysPro software allows users to centralize workflows such as sales analysis, inventory management, and supply management. Microsoft Dynamics ERP helps companies to manage their supply chains and other parts of important business operations. So ERP software are not cheap, but are implementation successful? Not always. Then we had to ask the question, why? There are 4 reasons I have outlined here for ERP failures. The first, the ERP system software can have limits on configurations and may not allow to modify those configurations to suit the enterprise business model. The second is the level of customization required before, during, and after implementation by the enterprise. The enterprise evolves with the changes occurring in the environment, and those changes will bring forth various levels of customizations. The third is the Big Bang that is adapting the new system without parallelly running the old system. It might not have the legacy data or the old data in the new system, and as a result, the new system cannot be compared with the old system, and there is no fallback if the new system fails. The fourth is the firm is informed by or having blind faith of the ERP software just because another enterprise adopt a given ERP software system. That doesn't necessarily mean that ERP software system fit into another enterprise, because that business model, enterprise business model, may be quite different from the one that has adopted the ERP software system and has worked well. So in this current climate, the ERP software can be bought, leased, rent, or can be built. So the question is primarily about buying the software versus building the software. Both has its advantages and disadvantages. They can be analyzed under two categories: the capital costs and operational costs. The cost of having an ERP system by buying is cheaper because that ERP system is developed for many customers and it's a standardized product, whereas building an ERP system can be quite expensive to suit specific needs of the enterprise. In terms of operational costs, in-house expertise is not required so much if it is bought, because enterprise may be able to get into a contract, a support services contract with the vendor. But if it is built, then there has to be in-house expertise to take care of the built ERP software. Then the flexibility to configure or modify a bought software is a standardized product, and it has narrower limits in configuring and reconfiguring, whereas a built product may have a broader limits. The staff requirements in operating the ERP software, if it is bought, it could be low because the maintenance and operation of the ERP software can be outsourced or can be conducted using a contract agreement with the vendor. If it is built, then to operate the software, there has to be staff, because it's a unique product that the enterprise is owning and has to be maintained and taken care of. So that brings to the end of the discussion of buy versus build and ERP software. Thanks for watching.